I'd like to thank everyone for coming out, especially with the Frankenstein weather we got going on. But welcome to Alan Moore's Porch. This is episode 17, I believe. 18, hot 18. Shit.
Yeah.
Episode 18. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce a man who has a physical copy of the lusty Argonian Maid, Mr. Justin Partridge. Woo! He's got boner.
Huge raging erections.
It's a boner fart.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 18 of Alan Moore's Porch. My name is Justin Partridge. With me, as always, is Rocky Turner. How you doing, Rocky?
I'm good.
Frankenstein. That is Frankenstein weather.
Yeah.
We did that
because there's Wolfman weather where it's just a shitload of fog.
Foggy.
And this is Frankenstein weather where there's jack shit in the air but fucking lightning.
Like just the spectacular. And plus the clouds are so towering now that it actually gets that like matte painting blue lightning strike. It's really awesome. We're going to start this show like we start every show, telling you where you can find us if you want to listen to this episode or any of our past episodes, being brought to you live and sweating at beautiful Geekopolis. If you'll give Brian, the owner of Geekopolis, a hand. He runs a damn fine shop.
Eating curly fries.
Yeah, one-stop shop for everything geek. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Alan Moore's Porch. You can also like Geekopolis at facebook.com/Geekopolis. You can find us on Twitter at the Twitter. You saw me just have a stroke.
So
please have somebody on the line.
You know he's going to die of a stroke. Like that's,
no!
He's just writing checks.
It's just biting time at this point.
Your mouse writing checks.
You can find us on Twitter at Alan Moore's Porch, all one word, and on YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel to listen to this episode and all of our future episodes. Go to YouTube and search Alan Moore's Porch. So I've been watching a lot of stuff lately. I came to the desk
fully loaded
with the new segment called Justin
Watches Stuff.
Justin Watches Stuff.
Please tell me that's
give a little music for Justin Watches Stuff.
Oh my God, that is what it's called.
Justin Watches Stuff.
Justin Watches Stuff.
Hannibal fans? Do we have any Hannibal fans? Anybody watching Hannibal? NBC's Hannibal? No, it's fucking great. If you get a chance to watch it, jump on. It's great. I have taken it upon myself that I want to, for some reason, watch and read all of the past Hannibal stuff, like Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, stuff like that. There is a prequel. I'm starting chronologically, so I'm watching this prequel called Hannibal Rising. That may be one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it's a turd sandwich.
The only reason it is so bad is because it feels like a first draft of a movie. Like Thomas Harris sat down at the fucking typewriter every day, just banged this fucker out. He's like, yes, and then this is gonna be amazing. He handed it to another guy. We're like, we don't have time to go through this again, Thomas. So we're just gonna film it. We'll just film it as is. It has like these random bits. It starts in 1944 in World War II. So all automatically you're hooked in. Period piece. Period piece.
I was gonna say, who doesn't like World War II dramas?
Lecter as a little kid, he's apparently rich. He has a castle, lands, wealth in Lithuania, and then the Nazis happen, and his family gets killed by the Nazis. So it's just him and his little sister, and then they end up running afoul of like these deserters, these Russian deserters, that are trapped in a cabin with them for, the movie makes it seem like a day and a half. And then they decide to eat his sister.
Yeah.
I want you to roll that thought around in your head for a minute. Like, you're stuck in a cabin, snow on the ground, 2-3 days, you're like, wow, I've really got to fucking kill and eat a person, much less a little kid. I have to kill and eat a little girl, or I'm just going to starve. Like, it's me or her, so I have to. So that's. I I don't know where I was going with this. It's just a shitty movie. If you ever get a chance to watch it, don't do it. Just save yourself. Save yourself the 2 hours. Yeah,
I like how you spent a good deal of time talking about a movie no one should see.
I just feel like just talking about it just bums me out almost as much as watching.
Right,
do you want to come up for the game, buddy? We can. We have a game for the Blow Up format. We're gonna go ahead and get to our guest.
It's called Whose Balls Are Which.
We've got just
I love that game.
Nothing but just saggy sacks.
Mine's like a large warm walnut.
Oh my god, like one walnut?
Like one.
Why would it be two?
Clump of grapes.
Oh, Jesus, I do not want to follow this rabbit hole. Jesus, God. We're bringing to you once again, he was a damn fine guest the first time. He's going to be a damn fine guest the second time.
Maybe.
He better be.
The host of Twitch TV's Dunces and Dragons and game streamer extraordinaire. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Wesley Hollingsworth. This is gonna be a good interview.
Did he actually grab your sack?
He went for it. Like
you can't.
He brought it in for the real thing.
You can't pass another heterosexual male without groping him.
I think you can. Like there's a couple.
No, favorite part right there.
I'm doing great.
Show's going great.
Yes.
I've been trying to catch up on as much as I can. It's a great. The other day you wore
oh god,
fairy costumes while playing. If you've never seen his show, Dungeons and Dragons, he plays Pathfinder with some of his friends. And the other day they did a show entirely in fairy costumes.
It was terrible.
Were they bought fairy costumes or were they homemade fairy costumes?
Okay, so the quick backstory behind that is there's a couple of my chat moderators that have been jokingly trying to get myself and the DM, who are the only two males in the show, to wear fairy costumes. They don't even care that the females wear fairy costumes. They just wanted
just targeting you guys.
Yeah. And I think I made a joking comment because I do accept donations on my Twitch. That if people people threw money at me,
super nice of you to take that shit.
Oh, I know.
That somebody's like, oh, I wrote you a check. Oh, well, I guess I'll take it.
I'll take it.
You wrote it.
But I made an offhand comment weeks ago, and that we would wear fairy costumes if someone donated money, and then I literally had someone drop like $250 on me. So
Jesus! So now you have to. Yeah, now you have to.
Could not.
It would have been even funnier if you would have Zuckerberged him and been like, "I got your money, bitch. I don't gotta do anything." And then you just the next update was you just going like, selling out. That's what I'm not even counting it. We've got a game tonight. For those of new listeners, we do a thing at the beginning of every podcast called our Blow Up the Format game, which is just a random game that we make up, we do for a couple of minutes, and we get on to the rest of the show. If you have a game that you would like us to play or have a game that you would like to pitch for us to play, you can email us at AlanMoore'sPorch, all one word, @gmail.com, or go to Twitter at AlanMoore'sPorch, all one word, with the hashtag BlowUpTheFormat, and we will play it. Matt, introduce us to 6 Degrees.
Okay, 6 Degrees, I had a thought of it earlier. And it's basically, and I was gonna pull from the audience since we actually have more than your wife.
Yeah, it's a triumph. It's gonna be a good episode.
What the whole premise is I think everyone should remember that whole game. I put in quotation marks. That's a good thing on a podcast.
Yeah, visual jokes. Yeah, those really pop.
I put the whole 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Oh. Like you can link Kevin Bacon to any actor alive or dead with just 6 people.
It's a good bar game. It's a good.
It was a good bar game like in '97.
Like post Flatliners.
Because then somebody came up and was like, it doesn't have to be that motherfucker. It can be anybody.
It can be anybody.
Because everybody in Hollywood, or a lot of people in Hollywood, are willing to do fucking anything and be in any movie.
Right.
So the net gets as cast as possible. But I had the idea of doing 6 Degrees, which is you'll pitch to us 2 entirely separate movies, and we have to get to it in. You said 6.
I did say 6.
I said just get there.
There's probably wiggle room between the 6.
Okay.
You just have to connect them.
All right.
There's one movie, you get another movie, you have to connect.
Okay, here's a hypothetical. I'm not going to do it because it would take me a long time and a lot of IMDb, which is cheating, which we won't do. Connecting Charlie Chaplin's The Kid to Animal House.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that
have to
would-
use
that would
an
take a year
actor.
and a half.
You have to use an actor.
You have to use an actor that was in a movie. Like, see, and that's the easy out with that one, because with that first movie with the kid, you can do Jackie Coogan. Jackie Coogan was
Yeah, sure. You can do Jackie Coogan.
Jackie.
Yeah.
Hey, you can
Jackie
do Jackie Coogan.
Jackie
Why didn't I
Coogan was
think
the
of
little
Jackie
kid.
Coogan?
That
Everybody
little
immediately thinks of Jackie
that
Coogan.
little kid. That little kid became Uncle Fester in the TV series
Mhm.
of the Addams Family.
Yeah.
Then you can do John Astin. John Astin was in,
Yeah. So we're just going to go ahead and get to this. We're going to take from each side of the room one movie and then another movie. So just if you have one in the deck, just so we
I don't have one.
Yeah,
In
one
the, I mean,
chamber.
those are my two. So
Yeah. So okay, from this side of the room, give us a movie.
Entrapment with Sean Connery and Jim.
Yeah, nice. That's a goodie.
I'm just
Okay.
going to give you something terrible.
Entrapment
Oh, The Dark Knight Rises!
to Dark Knight Rises. Okay.
You missed it.
Oh, wait, Entrapment to Dark Knight Rises.
To Dark Knight Rises. I've never seen Entrapment, so I'm just basically having to go from the leads.
And you have to do it in the voices of the characters.
And the characters from the movies.
Sean Connery was in a movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
So Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones are the two leads.
You could go
Okay, guys, come on.
The Rock after Entrapment.
So
He
Entrapment.
was in the, Nicolas Cage. We
to,
could go
to The Rock.
That leads us to Nicolas Cage, which leads us to all kinds of different.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's our hub.
Yeah.
We can
That's our hub.
Yeah,
It's Nicolas Cage.
so now that we've got True North as Nicolas Cage, we can make our
we
way.
got to our
We
North
can make our
Star.
way to the it's a Nicolas.
We also have
Cage.
Ed Harris in there, and The Rock. Ed Harris is in there.
Wait, Nicolas Cage.
We've got two so far.
Nicolas Cage was
Y'all
in.
got this.
Hang on, it's the first time we've
It's
done it.
difficult!
This is how you feel it out.
I'm just-
He was in Con Air with John Malkovich.
It's three.
John Malkovich. I'm trying to connect it to Dark Knight Rises.
John Malkovich was in Red with Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman
was in the Dark Knight Rises.
Boom!
Skadoosh.
Made it.
Yeah.
Tables have been flipped.
Less than 5?
Yeah, that was 4.
Boom!
I'm
that
just
was-
glad that
that
I
was-
contributed Nicolas Cage.
I don't
That's
know
all
why-
I care about.
Yeah,
That's
Nicholas.
my main point.
I'm telling you, Nicolas Cage will always be our true north for this game.
Dude.
It's like the fucking Rosetta Stone of these random movies. Okay, we're gonna do.
Baines,
Thank you.
What do you want me to do?
Now you do Baines voice.
Baines voice.
You
Welcome to the show, Wesley.
we appreciate you being on the show. Like there's these random pauses that he takes, and then his inflection goes into insane registers that only dogs can hear.
Doesn't matter because
I-
it's hot.
The spirit or your body line.
I like how you say he's hot and he's wearing like the weirdest aspirator through the whole movie.
And it looks like a fucking King of Fighters character. Like it's just doughy and like.
as long as it works, you're
calling
good.
Wait.
Yeah, I know, but I'm working out. It's
I,
just like that's
I like to appreciate.
fucking low blow. All right,
I
keep it above the belt.
I'll get you a tactical take.
Jesus, yeah, he wears a tactical tank top, like weird Zangief
Y'all are just
boots and
jealous
greaves.
because he's hot.
Oh
It's fine.
Jesus, God in heaven. Okay, we're gonna do it from the other side. You have to give us a movie.
Dirty Dancing.
Oh,
Hot
I
damn!
was
Dirty
gonna say
Dancing?
For, like, the stepmom or something.
God.
What's another one we got? Dirty Dancing is the first one. Where's our end destination?
Should it be hard?
Yes.
Fucking do it. Do whatever you want.
I don't.
Hobbit.
The Jesus Christ.
The new
Yes.
Hobbit.
The new Hobbit.
If you wanted to make it really,
Animated Hobbit.
I'm gonna say if you wanted to throw a fucking
Rankin and Bass. Oh Jesus. Okay, Dirty Dancing. Who was the dad in Dirty Dancing? Jerry Orbach.
Jerry Orbach.
Jerry Orbach.
Jerry Orbach was in Law and Order.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
that's
it's-
yet another true north. We can fucking throw out anybody that's been on a Law and Order, and
Does
you
it have to
assholes
be
aren't going
films?
to correct
Does
us.
it have to be
Like,
films?
no one's gonna
No.
chase that
Okay,
rabbit.
TV shows as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But Jerry Orbach. Jerry
It's on the
Orbach.
original Law and Order, not SVU or CW.
Yeah, Benjamin Bratz,
We
fucking
know.
Mr. Big. Like, yeah. There you
Okay,
go.
wait. Okay.
Wide-
Wait.
wide
I can get this. Jerry Orbach was in Beauty and the Beast
Uh-huh.
with
Angela Lansbury.
No, what's his name? The teapot. Or not the teapot,
Angela
the
Lansbury.
Cogsworth.
I don't know who voiced Cogsworth.
David, Jesus.
Duchovny.
Tornado. Oh,
Uh,
just a fun fact. If the power does go out, your battery's powered?
Yeah.
I'm battery powered. This show's still going on.
Yeah,
if the power
we're
goes out.
even in the dark. We are committed to bringing you mediocre podcasts.
Some kind of groping.
So Jerry Orbach was in Beauty and the Beast. I don't know who played Lumiere.
No, it wasn't.
No,
he was
He was
Lumiere.
Lumiere.
It was the guy that was in that. He was in MASH with Alan Alda.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he was Charles.
Alan Alda
Yeah.
Oh,
was
three.
well, Alan Alda was in The Tower
Uh-huh.
with Ben Stiller.
Oh yeah, Tower Heist. With
Tower
Heist.
Ben Stiller.
With Ben Stiller.
So Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
That's another True North.
I was gonna say that's
Jesus.
Ben Stiller was in. I've got one random. I've got one Ian McKellen movie that I want to connect
That's your Ian McKellen is your entry point.
because Ian McKellen was in Shadow.
Wait, yeah, it's Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin is the boss. Is his boss in a movie, right? Ben Stiller's boss in a movie.
I'm thinking of 30 Rock around.
No. Like he. Wow. All right. No, he's his boss
Wait.
in.
Love you.
Isn't it Along Came Polly? He smacks his ass.
Ooh.
Alec Baldwin was in Along Came Polly. He was Shadow. Was it with Ian McKellen? Ian McKellen is Gandalf in The Hobbit.
Boom!
Boom!
Knocked it out of the park.
God.
I'm just forcing you down these weird fucking tangents.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit
The
for
fact that we
easy
got there
ones.
from Jerry Orbach is one of the more entertaining things that's ever happened on this show.
I was lost until
We'll
MASH.
do one more and we'll get into the
Honestly.
meat of the episode.
I was
Movie
like,
from over
I've
here,
not
then we'll
seen
go from another movie over
Oh
there.
God, we're doing it again.
Yeah, we'll just do one more, and then we're gonna get on with the show. I love that they're conspiring, like they huddle together to come up with a movie. It's
Because you
amazing to me.
could try and throw animated Hobbit at me, and I'm gonna get
It's
out of that.
the Rankin and Bass Hobbit.
I'm gonna get out of that motherfucker because I have seen that bitch a lot.
All right. Consensus? You got a consensus, guys?
Nosferatu.
Jesus Christ! All right.
I have
let's
no.
hear that.
Hang on.
Who was in that
Hang on.
movie?
Because there was the remake.
No. He's talking about F.W. Murnau's.
Yeah. Okay. Nosferatu. All right. I relish this. Nosferatu movie. Or they're still coming to. We're gonna put a clock on this or something.
Because we're gonna fucking fail at
Yeah.
this one.
Oh,
F.W. Murnau. He directed.
good.
Max Shrek never did anything.
No, but Murnau directed. This is dynamite podcasting, by the way.
Metropolis.
No, that was.
D.W. Griffith. No, that was another.
Birth of a Nation.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you got one?
Oh, the Notebook.
Oh, fucking hell. All right. So,
We're literally bridging a 100-year
I just
gap.
want to see those two movies together.
Show me potato salad.
I don't care about what game we're playing right now. I just want to see those two movies combined somehow.
Yeah,
And have a baby.
we're gonna
One
solve
creepy ass black and white
We're
baby.
gonna solve
All
some
right,
fucking
all right.
problems with this one.
F.W. Murnau.
Okay, so our for the listening audience, our two movies are we have to connect Nosferatu to The Notebook.
Jeez.
So all right, F.W. Murnau directed. Let's see. I would just go Max Shrek.
Wait! Oh my God! I've got the biggest.
I'm going from the
Let's
other
do it.
I've got
go for it, big
I've
cat.
got the biggest out, and you probably are gonna kick me in the nuts for it.
Fuck it. Let's go.
Footage from Nosferatu featuring Max Shrek.
Okay, that counts. If he's in the movie, it counts.
He wasn't in the movie.
Well, if he's used in the like you see him in the movie, that counts.
Yeah.
He was in SpongeBob.
Okay. Yeah.
Wheelhouse.
Was-
I got us to another fucking wheelhouse.
We played it.
Nosferatu.
They used a
and
film
they,
still.
and
of
they used
Max Shrek.
and they actually said his name.
Yeah.
Because
so
he's over there turning on and off the lights, and they look over, and they're like, Nosferatu.
I count it. Judges.
Why would we kick you in
Judges.
the
No.
Yeah, we count.
Yes!
It. Yeah,
Why would
we're-
we
we're-
kick you
yeah.
in the
Because
nuts?
it's-
That was magical.
It's on the survey
What
wall.
just happened in your brain?
So Nosferatu was in SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay, now get that to the Notebook, asshole.
What? Hang on.
Whoa!
Yeah.
God, pedal to the metal.
Someone's sleeping in different rooms tonight.
So
Okay.
I can do it. I can do it in less than 5.
I can do it in 3 notes.
I can do it in less than 5. David Bowie was in an episode of SpongeBob.
He played Lord Royal Highness of Atlantis.
David Bowie also did a cameo on Entourage. The guy that played Vinnie Mac's best friend in Entourage, Kevin, was in The Notebook. He played his lumberyard friend.
Yeah.
He played Gosling's lumberyard friend.
Boom!
He's killed in the war. Less than 5.
Big ass bell!
Less than 5. Holy shit, that's a fun game. I have the biggest, blackest boner you could ever. It's just.
He's
pulsating.
lost a lot of sensation because of lack of blood.
Yeah, I've been crushed by a rock, and I just had to cut off the lower half of my body.
127 minutes.
So we'll probably start by talking about this and then inevitably veer like we usually do. But tonight we wanted to talk about video games with the emphasis that's put on narrative. Lately I've been kind of mainlining the Mass Effect series because I'd never played them before, and I figured I would join everyone else in 2014 in playing the Mass Effect games because I was getting very tired of being the asshole that was never able to talk about Mass Effect with all my friends.
And don't talk about it to me because I don't.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're fucking talking about. It's Greek to me, and now I kind of understand half of the conversation. But the other example that we brought up when we were first talking about this, this place is going to go down. And I'm super sorry that you're listening to a mediocre podcast when it does.
This is going to be.
If this was the Nerdist,
this is going to end up on like CNN, NBC.
Yeah, a dozen people were killed in a comic book shop.
It's like,
yeah, but we'd be dead. We'd become like weird martyrs. And
no. We'll be crushed horribly, and we'll do podcasts from the hospital.
I like that.
Just constantly pressing the morphine button and rambling about Jack Kirby. But the other game that I wanted to bring up that I actually got a chance to play recently, and I've joined the rest of you in modern times, is Skyrim. I finally got a chance to play Skyrim. But the question we wanted to ask you, Wesley, and we kind of touched on it the last time you were here. Do you prefer games to have that strong narrative thread? Do you like a game that you can just pick up and fuck around with, or do you like something that makes you invested in the characters and the story that you're playing through?
And that's kind of the weird thing is I like character investment.
Right.
That's why I have recently moved almost completely out of first-person shooter multiplayer grinds,
right,
and more into sandbox type of games because you create your own narrative.
Mm-hmm. So like a Grand Theft Auto, an Infamous, like stuff like that.
Or even I know we talked about this last time I was on the show, but DayZ, you create your own narrative.
Yeah.
And specifically talking about more of a single-player experience, what made Skyrim, I think, so great was the fact that you could do anything. If you didn't want to do a main quest line, then you didn't have to.
That was one of the...
Fart around in the forest.
When Matt was playing Skyrim, and he kept pitching me to play Skyrim, the first reaction that I had to the game was fear. Was just fear and intimidation because there's so much bullshit that you can go through in that game. Yeah. Like there's hours and hours and hours of content that's not even remotely near the main quest.
And you can fall into a shitload of oops.
Just gaming holes. You're just doing shit for hours that is not propelling you forward.
Well, and that's what I did because I became, as everyone in here who's played it, I became the head of the assassin or the murderers guild. Yeah. And you are the Dark Brotherhood.
Brotherhood, yeah.
And whenever you become the head of the Dark Brotherhood, as far as I know, I haven't kept up with it, but every time you get a quest from the Night Mother, you go out, kill somebody, come back. There's another quest. All right.
One up.
Go into this cabin that's all alone in the middle of nowhere and kill this person. Okay, kill. Good job. There's someone else you have to kill. And I'm like, I ain't doing this shit over and over again.
What sucks even more about it is that the deeper you get into these side quests, the less shit that you get for it.
Yeah, you get like $100.
You've traipsed like miles and miles across this virtual world.
Invested time, potions,
you complete the quest. You do you kill all these fucking monsters on your way there. You finally get through. You head back to who gave you the mission. They're just like, that's great. Here's 40 experience points and some bus fare. But we've got another one for you.
Here's a sack of apples.
Yeah, it's just you just punching yourself in the dick with a game. But Mass Effect, I feel like I've gotten a little bit more of a kind of a tactile. Jesus, God in heaven.
That's a trash
It should
can.
be noted for those watching or listening on YouTube that there are mysterious noises going on outside.
It's just become the mist. Like
Our,
this is like
our door.
we're now. Oh, it's a Cthulhu monster. Don't look. You'll go mad.
Front door just opened. The shadow is among us.
Shit just got real.
Just a pile
Here
of
in the
tentacles.
Necropolis, man.
Oh Jesus! Like the last thing you hear is like, "What's that? Jesus, it's alive!" And then just cut.
Static.
But Mass
Anybody else hear that?
Mass Effect, I felt like I got a little bit more of a tactile experience out of it, just because you throughout your missions you talk to the characters that you're hanging out in the spaceship with.
Yeah.
You learn about their background, their family. Like it's the first time I've ever been fully invested in a core group of characters that I've played with.
Have you finished the first one? Or
I finished the first one. I am about 75% way through the second right now. Like I'm still building the team to go off to do, I think, the back half of the game. But it's insane to me that video games now, because I'm sure like all of you grew up with, I have the fortunate position to be talking to a room full of millennials. We had like the Super Nintendo where you pick up Ghosts and Goblins, get super fucking frustrated because you can't do anything on it, and then never, like, just rage quit. You never play it again until you screw up the courage to actually beat it. But now, the fact that games are heavily written and kind of storyboarded and treated more like cinematic experiences, I think is a huge leap forward. Not as much as I enjoy those kind of pick up, easy to play games.
I remember reading an op-ed column where they talked about how movies are trying to become games and games are trying to become movies.
Right.
And I don't like just overly narrative things where you're not doing any damn thing. But
Like,
you still get to enjoy. Because I remember the first one that I ever played like that. I'm the odd duck in the boat where I had the NES, the original NES, and then I didn't have another game system until the Xbox came out. Like 2 years after the Xbox came out, I bought it from a friend.
Right.
So there's that huge gap, and in that huge gap, the only thing I played was Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Which kind of you don't really get to do.
More of a dungeon crawly.
Yes,
kind of.
but it blends that kind of story in because there's little cinematic clips embedded into this game, and I kind of appreciate, and even having no game knowledge whatsoever, I appreciated getting to know a story and then getting to...
Hang on, is there like a bum
Did
yelling outside? Like there's like some guy screaming.
He's getting raped by a wind spirit.
Like
if you go out there, if you go out there, he'll sand out your eyes.
Turn you into a pillar.
It's a nightmare out there.
It's just hunker down, guys. We've got crackers.
It's Third Act Dune out there.
Third Act Dune out there. I can kind of relate to what you're talking about. A recent game that came out that kind of had a problem with crossing film and gaming was Max Payne 3. It was like
the latest Max Payne game. Yeah, I never played that.
3/4 of that game was cutscene. It felt like, and there was no way to skip it. There was nothing you could do except just be subjected to a crappy film noir version of a video.
Well, I guess I gotta go into this bar, and he walks into a bar.
Like
2 scotches. He's sitting there. You watch him drink 2 scotches. Time to go back outside. Go back outside, and then you play in a game again. What the fuck was that?
That was always
there was no point to that.
As much as I love, and this, I was going to bring this up earlier when I was going to ask what was your first experience with a game that kind of favored narrative over gameplay. One of the first ones I played was Metal Gear Solid. I love the Metal Gear Solid games, but it felt like there's some of the newer ones. It's just me watching 20 minutes of Hideo Kojima going completely insane and waiting on just like, and now I can get in a box and sneak around, and then another 30-minute cutscene.
For Metal Gear, it works, and I don't know why.
I buy it for the wackiness of that story. Like I'm not getting. I'm getting like a Tom Clancy novel on bathtub crank, and that's exactly what I paid for. That's what I put down the money to buy. But what was your, like, you said Diablo 2...
Well, Diablo 2 wasn't, because it was just when you ended an act, you got to see a cinematic thing.
Right.
and you might have spent 9 to 10 hours between acts.
Yeah. That's what dungeon crawling.
So it was that. No, I'm trying to think of a game where I remember one of the first. It was one of the Star Wars games that a friend let me borrow, and I was like, you can have this back. I don't fucking... Because it was like running into it, and it was kind of like what I said with the
Knights of the Old Republic?
Yes.
See, I love the piss out of Knights of the Old
Republic.
Republic.
And that's just it, because there was too much fucking talking. Because it's like... And my friend was telling me about it, because I went over to his house after he let me borrow it, and he was like, so this is my good character.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And he's like, he has a really good aura, he gets a lot of experience points from everything, and I was like, okay, cool. And he was just walking around talking to people, and I was like, well, this is fucking boring. And he was like,
this is the worst game
he was
ever.
like, all right, here's my bad guy. And like the whole red aura was behind him. He's like, every time someone asks you, hey, can you help me? You can answer, yes, I'd love to help you. Maybe not right now. Go eat a dick.
Go fuck yourself.
Go eat a dick. Like, go eat a dick. And then it's like, you're very rude. It's like, I want to steal his money. Put it in your own pocket. Because like, he was like, this guy has his own ship.
Yeah.
Has like the latest shit on his ship.
The most fun game you could ever imagine.
And he's just walking around killing people. And I was like, see, this is why you need a game.
That was also my problem with World of Warcraft. I'm sure I probably talked about this on a friend of mine tried to get me to play World of Warcraft, and he's like, I'll make you a character. You just have to sit down and fucking play.
Shit.
I was like, yeah, do that. So he made me a character. I sat down and played. 45 minutes later, I pushed the fucking keyboard away from me. I was like, I can't play another second of this.
I haven't done
or
one
I'm
goddamn
going to
thing.
hang myself.
Yeah.
It's just me fucking killing sewer rats.
What's
for
funny?
45 minutes until they're like, you have to clear all of this stuff so you can get off the island. And I was like, I don't want to do any of this.
What's funny is if you'd have played it for an additional 15 minutes, you would have been hooked for the rest of your life.
See, I don't.
No, okay,
That's the way it works. You
I-
hate it
true.
until you can't live with it.
Okay, because my wife...
Yeah, people say that about heroin too. Like,
That's what it is!
It's still bad for you. No, okay, 'cause
Digital crack cocaine!
my wife bought World of Warcraft, and she was playing it, and she's like, here, you should, play this,
Mm-hmm.
And because she dropped it after like 3 days.
Yeah,
but you should play this.
I washed my hands.
Well, no,
yeah,
because while she
it
was
off on you.
while she was still into it, she was like, here, play this, and I was like, okay. And so I was like, walk, 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 walk. Where the fuck am I going?
And you have like
You have to go over here, and once you get to this village, you have to talk to this person, and then he'll give you a quest that you have to find this person before you actually go out and kill something. Or I could do this. Pause. I'm going to go grab a beer. And I'm going to imagine anything I want in my head.
Masturbate and play Tetris for 4 hours and have the most fun experience of my life. But also, like the
Wait. Has any Tetris ever ended for you that wasn't a fucking stress test?
Yeah, like,
That where you're just
Tetris.
God damn it, too fast! Damn it!
Yeah, Tetris, much like Monopoly, hits the level where you just have to start calling the nurse. Or either that, or you break your controller, you flip the board, you curse your family.
We did it on my computer, and we all had like high scores, and it was me and my dad like competing for the top,
tagging each
and
other.
we got to where we were so good we couldn't top our own scores.
It just becomes
Am I the only one that finds it so odd that you guys can play the shit out of Tetris but won't touch World of Warcraft?
Yeah, because your first weapon is a stick. Like you're hanging out in rags. You're talking to boring people. Go fuck yourself.
Wait.
The commercial shows like dragons and monsters and giants.
That happens.
Not enough time. Like I need, you gotta hook me. You gotta hook me quick. I have ADD when it comes to games.
Okay, wait. Back on topic. Within 5 minutes of Skyrim, you see a fucking dragon.
There's like people are getting murdered left and right.
Burning a whole goddamn village to the ground.
God, it's the greatest opening in the world. It gets a little tedious when you're on the fucking wagon talking to the two assholes that hate each other. But then a dragon shows up. People are getting eaten. You get a sword. Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I also think I've pinpointed why you didn't play Knights of the Old Republic, and I think Wesley will agree with me on this. That was back before RPGs started voicing the tedious dialogue things that you have to go through. Because back when RPGs first started, it was just text box.
Text
It was
boxes.
just constant fucking streaming text on your screen.
Yeah.
And then you had to hit A to go forward or hit A to reply. But
Hey.
now they get like voice actors to make it tolerable for you to be sitting through reams and reams
Well,
of dialogue.
because I remember the first like modern game that I played was Halo,
Right.
and it's like, all right,
And
time,
that's voiced. Yeah.
time for a diagnostic check. Look up,
You look up.
look down, look to your left, look to your right. I looked the opposite way.
Yeah,
Idiot, all of you fuckers! They don't know that. I could have gotten away with it.
Yeah,
But what for you meddling kids?
In our audience, like, we're so slobberingly grateful that they're here, but they will throw us under the bus.
Bullshit! You didn't do that.
It's great, but no, what?
You're not 6'3" and
The other-
handsome.
The other game that I wanted to kind of touch on, just because the game in itself fascinates me, and I think it kind of fits into what we're talking about. People had been just talking about this game called Dark Souls. Have you guys played Dark Souls? It's a fucking I feel like it's what lunatics see when they're in the padded cell and they're bored, and it's just painfully difficult. You can't do anything on it without dying 36 times. I haven't even gotten 20% into the game, and I love it so much. Because back in the day, I'm not proud of this, but I've broken my share of controllers in my gaming career.
Who hasn't?
You played games that just really fucking.
I believe
You
that.
have never broken a controller.
I have never broken a
I am
controller.
calling bullshit on that.
You can ask my parents. You can ask my
Show
my
of
wife.
hands. Show of hands. People that have played video games. Have you broken a controller? That's 1, 2. Really? I'm the weird
Out of
one.
frustration?
Yeah, out of
Yes,
frustration
he
for the
scores.
game. Really?
I'll just put it down.
Yeah, and you walk away.
If a game is that frustrating to me that I have to throw shit and rage, then I just won't play it.
But ask him if he's broken something while watching a football game.
Oh, good.
Oh, wait,
That's,
are you a sports person?
Oh, I'm a
He's
person.
like the weird, like the daywalker of nerds.
With a blade. Okay, it really is true. In my office, there's NFL Network on one screen, and then like a million Twitch streams on the others.
It just balances
It
out.
balances out.
But no, I like that. That has opened a lot of eyes. That has opened my eyes to my.
You're a rage monster.
Violent past. Apparently, I'm the Charles Bukowski of video games. Apparently, I've broken a lot of controllers. But
I broke one. I haven't broken a lot.
Dark Souls is a game that if I was a weaker gamer, I would have broken at least 2 controllers.
Promise me when you do break a controller, you'll text me and tell me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll
Just
probably
be like, I did it, and I'll know exactly what
I'll
you
probably Instagram the piss out of it. I just feel like that's
Guess-
something.
fuck,
I need. I need
Guess
everyone
what
to
got-
I need people to shame me about it. It's like
Couldn't get past level 26, so guess what got snapped in half?
Have you played Dark Souls? Have you known anybody that's played Dark Souls?
Yeah, actually, one of my best friends from college, still my best friend Barrett, he was like, I'm going to pick up Dark Souls, and you should, think about it, because I'm having some fun with it. And I was like, okay. And then I picked it up thinking, okay, cool, it's a cool fantasy game.
Yeah.
And then, all I sent him the next day was, fuck you for this game.
It's so
That's
painful.
all I said, because it is painful.
I picked it up on the recommendation of there's another the Indoor Kids is a podcast I listen to, another video game podcast I listen to, and they kept talking about how super fucking difficult it was, but it's super rewarding when you actually get further into the game. I was like, I'll bite, I'll play this game. So I pick it up for like $10 because the funniest part about buying Dark Souls is that at used video game places there are myriads of copies of Dark Souls. And I asked a friend of mine, one of the guys from Off Topical who works at GameStop, was like, "Do people bring this in a lot?" He's like, "I've had people just slam this game down on the counter and not take money for it. They're just trying.
I'm done.
I want it out of my house.
Dropping it off like a fucking orphan at a fire station. They're just like, we don't want to
board in a conservative home.
We don't
No,
wanna,
thank
We don't
you.
want to look at it. We don't
We're
want to
done.
think about it. We need it out of our lives.
If this is in my house one more night, I'm getting a divorce.
I bought a super cheap copy at like $8. Like like for a song, they're giving these goddamn games away. I took it home, plugged it in. You make your character. It's super moody and atmospheric. It's really horror twinge. I was like, holy shit, this is great. And 10 feet from the first spawn point, I'm dead. Because a trap just goes off, and then because the thing about this game is that it's willfully withholding from you. There's no tutorials. There's barely a map. It basically just gives you a sword and a helmet and been like, good luck, fucker. There's a lot of monsters out there, and they're all
no
gonna
idea
kill
where
you.
you're going.
Yeah, they're all gonna kill you. We're not gonna tell you how to kill them. You gotta figure that shit out on your own. The other funny part about this game is that it has a weird multiplayer mode where when you plug your game into the network, it shows you the ghosts of everyone who's died before you in that level. So you're just walking around fighting skeletons, but then you'll see other ghosts of characters getting horrifically maimed and murdered by other monsters and traps. So the game is just a wall-to-wall mindfuck. Like it owes you nothing.
I'm kind of super in now.
It's really because it puts narrative over gameplay. It's using its own gameplay as a narrative device. Right. The entire point of this game is that you're a dead guy who's trying to become human again and right all the wrongs of this world. But everything is out to get you. No one trusts you. Everyone wants to murder you for your gold and your soul. Every time you die, you get your soul taken. So that's another chestnut to this fucking game. It's the best, worst experience I've ever had playing a video game.
I agree. And I like that we're getting to a place now where, back in the day, whenever we had NES games and things like that, some of those games were incredibly difficult because they did the same thing. They weren't holding your hand.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that we're getting back to that same kind of area in gaming where developers are finally saying, okay, well, you don't need a glowy thing on the floor to figure out that this is a part of the puzzle that needs to be opened or latched or whatever. And
we don't need to constantly tell you to press X to interact.
Right.
You can play the fucking game, idiot. You're going to buy it.
Well, I mean, this is the generation that's figured out the internet and how to best utilize it.
Right.
There's no fucking reason why we shouldn't be able to figure out a game within 20 minutes to an hour.
The whole mindfuck made me think of, there was a game that my friend Tommy, he was telling me about, and it's not one of the modern systems, it's on one of the older systems like the original PlayStation or something like that, but he said it's a game where the game actively, not in-game, but it actively fucks with you.
As you're playing?
Like, as you're playing, because it'll be going along, and then it'll say, please reconnect the controller. And you're like, fuck, my controller is connected? And so you go up, and he was like, the first time it happened, I kept hearing, noise, and I looked, and at the bottom corner, they still had the game going on.
Like in a little box.
They're just fucking with you. They're like, hey, we're sorry, there's something wrong. It's like, there's nothing wrong. Son of a bitch! And you have to go there. And if you don't do something right, you'll start hallucinating.
Yeah.
Inside the game, your character will start to lose his mind, and there's a little sanity meter. And if it gets
Eternal Darkness, is this that Eternal Darkness game?
He said, but if the
Eternal Darkness, does sound familiar.
If the sanity meter gets too low, you start hallucinating, and you start to go insane, and that's when shit starts fucking up.
That's so awesome to me.
That makes me think about that random connection. That makes me think about. Metal Gear Solid, the first Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, the first Metal Gear.
Where you had to fight
Psycho Mantis.
Psycho Mantis.
Yeah. You have to put your controller in the opposite control port to make sure he doesn't read your mind. And then halfway through the fight, he'll fuck with your head, and then the save game screen will come up.
Yeah.
It'll go picture in picture. It'll say, if you save your game now, your data will be corrupted. And if you do actually try to save your game, the game will corrupt your file on the memory card. Basically just flip you the bird and say, start over, asshole.
Yep.
But I like that games kind of now are starting to become less of games and more of artistic expressions of creators. They're becoming more like films. It's just how a film is the distillation of a director's vision. Sorry, it's my co-host is taking hits off his Thunderbird wine that he brought in. Or Twin Oaks, what's it called?
Oakley.
Oakley.
You do a plug.
$2.97 at your local Walmart.
Magnum of Twin Oak wine. But they're becoming more artistic expressions. You have your Skyrims, you have your Mass Effect series, you have stuff like BioShock Infinite that kind of willfully gives you ambiguous endings and ambiguous characters and asking gamers to kind of make up their own minds about the game instead of leading you down the Primrose Path in regards to story and character. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that
super open-ended. Options.
My goal is right now I'm going to burn through the Mass Effect games and then try to catch up on Assassin's Creed. I haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed games, and apparently they're just the bee's knees. And I've never.
I really enjoy the storyline in Assassin's Creed. I can't wait. And this is another area where it begins to mesh. I literally am foaming at the mouth for the Assassin's Creed movie that's in the works. I
don't know how I feel about that. Hang on. It's Michael Big Dick Fassbender playing playing the guy. Yeah, he's playing the main guy.
Just hide and hate a lot.
I can't wait.
Just Michael Fassbender covering
even if
himself
it was
in hay.
just him hiding in hay.
That's a movie I'd see.
I was cream over that.
2 hours.
Hey.
It's going to be the first one. It's going to be its adaptation.
I'm more than willing to put down everything I got in my wallet right now to see his ass in Frank.
Yeah, there's a movie.
Anybody else heard of Frank? Please give me the.
Do you want to talk about Frank?
Literally interjection because you brought up Michael Fassbender. Michael Fassbender is going to be in a new movie about an indie band led by a guy that wears a giant paper mache head.
It looks like a human face.
It looks like a human face, and it's just
the shit that Arcade Fire has been performing in recently, like those goofy helmets.
No, it's like a cute, and it's Michael Fassbender's charming voice coming out of it.
Nothing cute about
it's really funny. It's a really funny trailer, and it's
his body.
Yeah, it's just his lower.
Well, and that's just it. Because he's like, would it help? He's like, because he's talking to this guy. He's like, I don't know how to interact with the face. And he's like, would it help if I said my facial expressions? He's like, yeah. He's like, welcoming smile. And he's like, and then later on in the trailer, he's like nervous glances, and Maggie Gyllenhaal's like, would you please stop saying your facial expressions? It's getting really annoying.
And that makes me think of Mass Effect.
There's a race in Mass Effect. It's not the Hanar, but it's the big, they look like weird elephant whales. But I can't remember what the race is called.
Picture a whale's body,
that's the glowing
giant fucking legs, and a snort.
Jellyfish thing that sparkle. The bolus are the little. I don't know. They're weird. They're four-legged. They look like big thumbs with arms and legs. And that's
the best description I've
heard. That's just a big thumb, arms and legs, like tree trunk, arms and legs. And they speak very monotone, but before they say a sentence, they say the emotion that they're feeling. So if they're running a shop and they come up to you, they say nervous excitement. Welcome, human, to my shop. Please look through my wares. And then if you don't buy anything, it'll go it'll say reserved disappointment. Please come back and visit my shop again. They're adorable, and they're littered throughout the galaxy. There's one that's
they're the Ood.
Yeah, there's one that's an ambassador to the Citadel, and he's constantly in meetings saying vehement opposition. I don't think that's a nice plan. They're so funny. We're gonna wind down this episode. Wesley, thank you again for being on the show, buddy. What? I elicited giggles.
We can keep going.
Of course we can go. We can keep going for 4 hours. These people have lives. We've held them long enough.
Yeah, but if we send them out right now, they're going to get hit in the head with a baseball-sized hail.
That's public safety.
I'm just trying to keep
We're now running a shelter. Safety. We're in some sort of refuge for these people. That would be the worst refuge in the world.
Is he eating at the Y?
Oh, that means two things. Wesley, thank you very much for being on the show again, buddy. It's always a pleasure when you're here. Tell the good people where they can find you on the internet.
You can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/drumsetjunkie, facebook.com/drumsetjunkie. You can watch all of my video content, youtube.com/drumsetjunkie. And twitch.com/drumsetjunkie. The next couple of weeks, I will be off and on streaming. Not a lot of content coming from me as my family is moving to about the
Badlands.
Sherman area.
Yes.
Which is about
Yeah.
2 hours away from Wichita Falls.
To a Terrence Malick movie. When's the next episode of Dungeons and Dragons?
2 weeks from yesterday.
Okay, and they can go to Twitch.
And that
TV.
makes total sense for those of you who are listening on YouTube.
Yeah, the future. It's in the future.
Greetings, future
yeah,
man.
yeah. So if you go to Twitch TV, search Jumpset Junkie, you can get all of these goodies. We don't have a gift for you guys for questions. I'm sorry, but we did elicit friend of the show and pop culture virgin Jatana Mims is going to start doing a weekly series. Is going to start doing a weekly series of questions for the episode. I told her because the first question that she asked us will forever live as one of our favorite questions that we've ever received. It was just simply the sentence, "What's comic book?" I don't even think she asked what was a comic book or what's a comic book. Yeah, what's comic book? So
Video films.
Yeah, Blinka shows, radio programs.
I have a question for the
Oh, do you have a question?
I always come with a question.
Oh, that's awesome. We'll
just
do
the way I am.
Wesley's and we'll get to Chatana's.
Okay, so I would like to hear if you could have any single-player, narratively driven game made in any franchise, any IP, any character.
Yeah.
Who or what would it be centered around, or what would it be?
You go first because I'm going to think about it.
I don't know mine. I've had an idea that I was like, I want to make this into a script, and I was like, fuck that, I want to make it into a game, and it would be basically the James gang,
like Jesse James.
Jesse James, you would play as the James gang, and it would start with one of them escaping from, because I literally had this whole intro set up in my mind where this dude's just running through the forest, fucking bullets are exploding trees beside him, and he like jumps into a fucking waterfall, goes over the mountains, and he's nobody's chasing me. He's like, ah, damn! And then it cuts to him like kicking.
This is already top-notch dialogue.
It's
hot damn bullets!
And then he kicks. It cuts to this girl on top of a John inside of a whorehouse, and our character kicks in, super fucking weird beard, kicks in the fucking door, goes over to the floor, hits the fucking floorboards, pulls up a giant cash box that he had hid there, jumps out the door. Cut to him walking out of a barber shop, super clean cut, bowler hat, pinstripe suit,
yeah.
6 guns on his chest.
I'd play that game.
And then it just goes.
Yeah, then you just pick up.
No, and that's just it. The whole game is after he was put in prison and his group disbanded. The place where they had gotten like the hole in the wall where the gang was originally, or it's
their hideout.
Their hideout. Was destroyed and turned into like Pleasant Valley. They're trying to expunge the bad history.
Right.
So then it's your mission in the game to gather up all your gang members and just destroy this fucking village.
Jesus.
You don't have to kill a lot of people, but you're just mayhem and
gotcha. Just blow up their houses.
Blowing up houses, killing law officers, whatever.
Well, all right. Yeah.
I'd play that.
Yeah, that sounds
So
interesting.
Grand Theft Auto Dodge.
Like a Red Dead.
Grand Theft Auto Dodge City.
Red Dead Redemption, which is also a great narrative game.
I'm very surprised we didn't talk about Red Dead Redemption because that game made me cry.
Yep.
Mine would probably be like a Call of Cthulhu. I'd want a Lovecraft game.
Wait.
I would want a.
Please tell me the first person is H.P. Lovecraft.
Like you,
because that would be fun.
You would either play as H.P. Lovecraft or you play as Randolph Carter, and every time you fall asleep, you go into Kadath, like the insane dream world, and fight like tentacle monsters and the old ones, and you go to like R'lyeh. Like it's the most fucking Lovecraft game possible. Like that's the game.
Yeah.
That was a good ass question, man.
What yours?
What do you got?
Oh shit! I didn't even think.
You gotta come
I
prepared.
just came with the question, motherfucker. I'm not gonna answer it.
I know it automatically.
What?
Star Trek.
Yeah, like you start as an ensign.
Like an actual Mass Effect or Skyrim, but Star Trek.
Like you start as an ensign, you pick command,
Yep,
security. Like God damn it, that would be great. Like I always wanted to play that MMO that they made of Star Trek.
Star Trek Online?
Yeah,
It's
but
okay.
is it good? Because I've heard
I-
it's really shitty.
I beta tested for it. And
Oh, just fucking
He's a big deal guy.
I am a big deal.
Now to get to
My own
the
mind.
fucking meat, the Jatana question. It's a 2-part question. Fairly straightforward. What is your favorite comic book series? And then you can't pick one. Don't give us a lengthy explanation of your top 10.
Justin.
Listen, all right.
I like how that was in parentheses.
Fucking note received. That's fine. We'll burn through this real quick. What do you got?
My favorite comic?
Favorite comic series, yeah.
Fuck.
That's hard.
Finite series, like limited series, that works too.
Graphic novel? Can you do a graphic novel?
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember the first time I read The Killing Joke.
Yeah, Killing Joke. Yeah,
The Killing Joke, because that was one of the first books that I remember the first comic that I actively sought out was The Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember reading it and loving it. And I remember The Dark Knight Rises.
Hey, the note
The
said
Dark
to
Knight
not
Returns.
give a top 10, so I just tried to
Well,
rein that in.
Okay, yeah, we got fucking pull rain, motherfucker.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, we got a note. There's
they're
physical evidence.
specified. They're specified.
Killing Joke? Because Killing Joke's a great answer.
I never got it until somebody said it, and then I was like, fuck yeah, because somebody mentioned that Alan Moore had killed the Joker.
Yeah, there's a theory that at the end of the book, when they're both laughing, that Batman snaps the Joker's neck.
And he keeps laughing, and the Joker stops.
Yeah, because he's a badass. Because Batman's such a badass. And
not because he's a badass.
I hate that fucking theory. I hate it. So much.
I don't mind that theory because it's finally showing you that Batman did get pushed to the limit.
Yeah, that's why it's dumb. He's Batman. He's supposed to be an
idealist. That's just it. And that's just it. Because then
this is going to be another 40 minutes.
Because then you're putting him into the same pantheon as Superman, whereas
he should be the world's finest.
No.
That's why they called him the world's finest.
That's why Superman's flawed, because he is flawless.
What?
Yeah, well,
he's flawed because he's flawless. If you start saying that Batman actually killed a dude, and it was his arch enemy, that adds a whole lot of dark shit to his closet.
Yeah, we don't need it. He's the Dark Knight. It's in his fucking name. Anyway, Wesley, what do you got? My blood pressure's up.
I will keep it simple. Preacher.
Jesus, Preacher's good.
Preacher,
yeah.
Finite series, Final Crisis. It's like the fucking Bible to me. I recognize it as a holy book, and ongoing. Why the Last Man? Why the Last Man is a perfect example of long form storytelling. Part 2. See, not top 10. Part 2.
Bitterness.
If you were a man who dressed as a woman but still wants to be with women, what do you think your favorite comic book would be then?
Please don't explain why that's the question.
Sandman. Your favorite comic would be Sandman, or anything written by Neil Gaiman. Just any Neil Gaiman book.
I don't even know how to answer.
I got a better answer.
Oh,
I don't really appreciate the general market of comic books because they're so misogynistic. There's a lot of valuable indie comics that are being printed on the internet that are more valuable and more feminine driven. Instantly.
Yeah, that may be the perfect answer.
I've got neck deep trim.
Guys, we thank you very, very much for coming to listen to us ramble on. Like I said, you can find us on YouTube. You just search Alan Moore's Porch. Subscribe to our channel, listen to this and all of our past episodes. You can also find us on Facebook.com/Alan Moore's Porch and on Twitter at Alan Moore's Porch, all one word. Wesley, thank you very much for being on the show. For myself and Rocky, thank you guys very much for coming. We will see you next time.
He comes and he goes. When she use it,
that's an awful
song.